Good afternoon. I hope that you and your families are keeping well and as healthy as possible. I'd like to start today's update with some really good news that we found out this week, and that is our head boy has been accepted into Oxford University, and that's Merton College, Oxford University. We wish him the best of luck. We obviously still needs to get the grades to confirm his place, but it was truly deserved and we're all so delighted for him. We've been back at school now, this is our third week, and we have been testing our staff using the lateral flow self-test since the beginning of term. And we're now testing students and children in year 7 and above. So if you're sending your child to school as one of the key workers, critical workers or vulnerable children, and you haven't already given consent, please can I ask you to check your emails and make sure that you give consent so that we can test children. It's all about making sure that those people on our school site are as safe as possible. And if we do have any asymptomatic cases, we can deal with them very, very quickly. I hope some of you were able to join our sixth form virtual open evening last Thursday, which again was a really popular event and contains lots of different information. If you didn't attend because you attended our September open evening, then it is vital for you to be aware that new information was published. In particular, information that our own students have spoken about our sixth form, and it will be worth your time just for a few minutes to watch their testimonials. It is still open for applications for our sixth form. It closes applications in 4 weeks' time. So if you haven't made an application, or you know someone, a family friend for example, who are interested, please direct them to our website. You'll find all the information on there, and please try and meet the deadlines. Whilst I'm talking about next stages, a lot of the children have been asking about mock examinations, and they're correct that we did originally plan to have our mock examinations in February. Well, it's not looking like we'll be returned to school at that time, and therefore please reassure your children there are not going to be mock examinations in February. I would love to be in a position at this point to say there's going to be no examinations at all, but we're not there yet, and I cannot say that for certain. However, I don't really want your children to be spending all their time now thinking about making revision notes, etc. Because if we do put examinations in at any point, we'll be directing them and giving them plenty of time and notice to make sure that they are fully prepared. And it's very unlikely that any examinations would happen before the Easter holidays anyway, because if we are allowed to return to school, I want the children to be settled first. So with that in mind, please reassure your children what they need to be doing is concentrating on their lessons they're studying now and not worrying about any future examinations. Now, the government has opened a consultation as to how grades should be awarded this coming August, and that is open to children studying in Year 11, Year 12 and Year 13, their parents and carers, as well as schools. If you do look, it's the quickest way is to Google the DFE consultation, and they are seeking your views, and it closes on the 29th of January. I would urge you all, if it does apply to you, to please go on there and put your opinion across. It's not something they did last year as government, and we really need to push that the best thing for our children is to allow teachers to use their own professional judgments to give our children the grades that they deserve. We are currently making welfare calls to all parents and carers, unless your child is attending school, and they're taking place once every 2 weeks. So if you have any concerns, please look out for that phone call. You will find that we will be publishing information as to when they are taking place, so that you know exactly which weeks your year group is going to receive a phone call. They're often from a member of our support staff, and so please ask them any questions, and if they don't have any of the information to hand that day, they will get back to you with the information that you require. As part of that, all the teachers complete a monitoring document, and that shows the engagement in all lessons of our students and pupils. So please can I encourage you to keep encouraging your children to make sure they're engaging in every single one of their lessons. Now, with that in mind, I'm currently reading the Year 9 reports, and they're due to be published in another 2 weeks. Can I spend this time congratulating our Year 9? So far, I think I've read about 50 out of the 143, but they've been really positive, and I can see some excellent work has taken place in the first term of this year. I'm going to give a warning now to our Year 7 pupils though, because your reports are next and they're due with me in the next 3 weeks. We will be commenting on your engagement with remote learning, so you have been warned. Please make sure you really try your hardest so that when I read them, I can see all the positive things that you've been doing, and also you can then use them to bribe your parents now. What's going to happen in the next few weeks is we're trying to collect some information about kindness tales, and that information has been sent to all our primary phase pupils today. It's part of our kindness challenge, and we really would like as many tales as possible about how you have been kind or how you've experienced kindness. And we're hoping to then publish them with our kindness coach on our website and even some in the papers. Now, as I'm going to do every single week, I'm going to just talk about a few highlights that your teachers have actually sent to me about your really good work. So Year 3, I've heard there's been some fantastic work taking place on the first couple of chapters of Iron Man, and that you've also been really good in learning your times tables, and also your humanities work has been particularly excellent. In Year 7, Mr. Butterworth's been commenting about EP and saying the work on the Islam workbooks has been absolutely fantastic with some impressive questions. Year 9, Miss Sharples has been really pleased with your engagement, particularly when she's been asking questions across the whole year group about how you're finding your work, what you'd like to be improved, which things you think are really good. So that is fantastic. In Year 11, Miss Mallon thinks English is going superbly well for all the different students that she is studying. And Miss Albiston's really impressed with the work in geography as well. And I think with our sixth form, I'm particularly impressed with you all. Spanish, psychology, computer science, geography, DT and English have all been mentioned. There's some fantastic lessons, really good discussions, and questions that have taken the learning beyond what's expected. So really well done. I've also had some individual names mentioned to me from science, from chemistry with Dr. Saunders. Now I can't mention your names individually, but what we'll try and do is send something out in the post, like a postcard, but for particularly some Year 9 students and some Year 10 students, you've been doing some impressive work in chemistry. Collecting our evidence base for our centre assessed grades, should we go there, starts on the 25th of January, and we will take into account that remote learning. So a final push for Year 11 and Year 13, keep engaged so that when we do those grades, I can see what you've been doing in the first few weeks of this term. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to end on some sad news. The school was devastated last week that we had our very kind and generous and loyal minibus driver pass away. It has hit us all very hard. He was very much a valued member of the staff, and what parents and carers may not realise is that our support staff are just as important as our teachers. You may not hear the names of our support staff very often, and you'll probably hear the names of our teachers, you know, which homework they've been set, or which teachers they like or dislike. But the backbone of our organisation is our support staff, because us teachers couldn't do our work if we didn't have a brilliant crew of support staff around us. And Mr. Ian Yates, our bus driver, was just such a person. He gave freely of his time in so many different days and weeks to make sure that your children got to the right places on time, particularly on sports fixtures, trips and activities, music and drama. He was always around to support our children and to help in so many different areas such as DT and with our caretaking team. He was truly a generous man, and he's been very, very much missed by our community. My thoughts and wishes are with his family at this time. Please do see our website where we have put a story on about Mr. Ian Yates, and please make sure that you remember him in your prayers.